The International Organization for Migration has confirmed that more than 126 people are missing after a boat carrying migrants sank off the Libyan coast. The UN Migration Agency said more than 44,000 migrants and refugees entered Europe by sea in the first 3 months of this year. The vast majority arrived in Italy, followed by arrivals in Greece, Cyprus and Spain. In all, almost 1,000 have drowned or gone missing along the central Mediterranean route linking North Africa to Italy. Here with me in the studio to discuss this lingering issue is a migration expert, Emmanuel Okonkwo. Thanks a lot, Emmanuel, for joining us. Of course, you also represent the Inner City Outreach of Nigeria icon that has to do with migration. But let's look at this present case now. It's yet another fatal case of a number of migrants, going off. But the story has it that a group of Libyan traffickers intercepted this particular boat, stole its motto now, and that's what led to the boat sinking, so to speak. Now, give us a sense now of this particular twist in this crisis.
Well, what I think is even getting more dangerous. That journey itself is naturally dangerous, and then you're getting this twist where people who are meant to facilitate the journey are now sabotaging it in a bad sense. So it's like something from the movies. It's something that's dangerous, that's even getting more dangerous. And you're talking about 126 lives. And how do you begin to begin to deal with this?
All right, and then what's fueling this traffickers, or rather, will I say, these gangs now in Libya who are feeding off an already worrisome situation? Well,
what it is there's money to be made. As much as you may paint a picture of poverty and stuff, the people who are making these journeys are traveling with some money, and so these agents, this Libyan, it's not just the Libyans. Libya is just where they're using for now. They get paid. There's money to be made, and it might be small money, but when you put together 1,000 migrants or 10,000 migrants, and everyone pays you money, then it's actually a business. It's a thriving business. That's what it is. So that's what's fueling it. So people are running away from poverty, and then you've got agents who are cashing in on a very desperate situation.
And then they're going to Italy now. That seems to be the safe haven that they are eyeing. But we understand that the debate on refugee intakes, further intakes of refugees now appears to be raging at the moment. Italy seems to be lagging behind. So is it ignorance again that is fueling these people, or they just want to get out at any cost?
Well, the ignorance and desperation. The big thing here is that the people who are making this journey, they lack information. So back in Nigeria, they're told if you live here, it's all rosy out there. And this is where I have a problem with our government. This is where my issue is. We're not telling these people that it's a death journey. You could die on that trip. We're not telling these people that just getting to Libya, even getting to Italy, you may not even get to Italy. And even when you get to Italy, I'm not quite sure the guys making this journey have been told all the issues on the way. So yes, poverty is driving them, but then the lack of information. I'm not hearing on radio. Okay, when I was called to come in here, I went to look at the border cities of our nation. I'm wondering whether we have signboards telling people that if you're making this journey, you may die on this trip. I think that a lot of them have been told by agents.
So for Nigerians, because we have a number of Nigerians actually make this perilous journey. So you're saying the journey for them starts from the border, like the border of Badagry now.
It starts from Nigeria. It starts from Daura in Katsina, Yobe State. This is where, and so you can't legislate for what the Italians can do or what the Libyans can do. We have to. What are we doing on this side? How are people getting through our borders? And as they are leaving our borders, I spoke to someone who was in Libya. I made a phone call before coming in here. I said, because I've had this journey myself, but I went to Syria. But the guy who went to Libya, I said, did you get a passport? No, there's no passport. You get to the border, Daura, I think, and there's nothing in our border territories to warn people. There are people you're not going to stop. But there are people that if you tell them that this is dangerous, if you tell them that what you've been told is not right, they may not make it.
Emmanuel, but then there are some people who are forced, so to speak, to make these journeys. Looking at all these loopholes that you've identified, how can ICON and other agencies, other NGOs here in Nigeria, help?
The first thing is I'm not quite sure our country sees this as a national emergency. I'm not quite sure. That's where it has to start from us realizing that we're losing people. We're losing people. That's the first thing. So the government has to, I'm not saying declare national emergency, but I'm saying take this matter seriously because we're losing young men who could be doing something here. Then secondly is you can, as I said before, you can legislate on what the Italians are doing, what the Europeans are doing, and what our North African brothers are doing. We need to start doing something here. So
you're saying the NGOs are also limited. They can't work on their own?
Yes, exactly. And also basically, then we can start removing the motivation for traveling. And that motivation is poverty, hopelessness. And that's what we're doing in the foundation that we're running, where we're trying to skill them. We're telling them, don't make this journey. And we're giving them a reason not to make it.
All right. Emmanuel Okonkwo, well, a migration expert and of the Inner City Outreach of Nigeria. Thanks a lot for joining us on Tuesday News.